we're in Cricut Design Space. So this is an easier tag. This one will need some random shapes pulled from Cricut Design Space here. So you'll need a semicircle, you will need a circle, two smaller circles, and a rectangle shape. So the first thing we're going to do is, this will obviously need no change. This will be the portion of the cap that you will change to whatever color you want. So that one will be our, I mean, I'm making it red, but you can cut it out of pattern paper or whatever you want. The next portion we're going to make is this horizontal part for the fur part of the cap. So what I like to do, instead of using the shape for the rounded rectangle, because what it does is it screws up the proportions of the edges. So I like to make my own so that I can kind of control how it's going to look. So what I do is I make sure that these are lined up vertically. So what I'll do is align these and center vertically, so that will keep them all on the same plane. This will only work if they're all the exact same height. So these are, they're actually 0.75, but it's, I don't know why it's showing it wrong up there. But what you'll want to do is, if you zoom in on these, you can kind of see where there's a line, and you'll want your line of your rectangle to line up with the cross here in the middle of the, and you don't, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure that it's kind of touching here, because then it will kind of make your shape look a little weird. So once you have it the way you like it, you can unite it, and then you have this one piece here. So this will be where your white portion will be here. And you can do that with glitter stock or pretty much anything. And the last part to make is the pom-pom. So what I did with the pom-pom is I just used a bunch of circles and just rotated them and kind of made them into a pom-pom shape. Not taking too much time on them, because they are pretty, you know, organic shaped. No pom-poms are specifically perfect or symmetrical. So that's what I did with these. I just kind of made like a blob shape, and then once you weld it, you get that nice little pom-pom shape. So it can look as detailed. You can make them much smaller if you want, kind of like that. So I'm going to leave that right there. And then this obviously will be, I had it so that it matches whatever here. So like if you wanted to make a Santa hat, you know, obviously it would be white. So first thing I do is I duplicate this so that I have a good set here. And then these ones, I'm going to add a contour or an offset of however big you want it. So I just want a little bit to come out so that whenever I paste these on top of them, when I'm assembling them, they will have that contour in the back. So we have our background, which is our offset, and then we have our individuals. So the last part we need to do is make sure that this is clipped so that when we're assembling it, the pom-pom sits nested right where the top of the hat would be. So we won't need this piece. What I will do is just grab these two and I will slice them. And then that gives me my hat portion here. So then I can get rid of this one, and this one will go right and sit on top when I'm assembling it. So you can have them touch or you can have them not touch, but that is our hat. So you can make them pretty much whatever size you want. You can do the hole punch here. You can do it on the side. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead in and start cutting these in on our Cricut. Okay, so for this one, got our pieces cut. We're going to try something a little different on this. I just printed a plain red, but I'm thinking I might embellish this a little bit, and this step is completely optional. So what I'm going to do first is take the flourishes from Hobby Lobby. This was Bo Bunny large flourish stamps. It has actually a nice assortment of script like really, really light, light and airy swirls. So I use them quite often. As you can tell, they've turned into green from me using them so much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a pattern with this smaller one and see how it goes. I've not used this little star before, so I'm going to use this with the Distressed ink. This is the Aged Mahogany, and I'm going to give it a shot. So let's see how it turns out. I got a scrap piece of paper here. I'm going to try it out on first to make sure. We got, yeah, I think that actually looks really good. It looks like a little poinsettia. So I think I'm going to try doing that as a pattern on here and just rotating it and seeing how it turns out. So let's see. So I'm going to start with one in the middle, and then do one off to the side. And kind of work my way around. And I think it's okay if they don't transfer the whole way, because what that does is it kind of gives it a worn look, which is really nice. That's not too bad. I actually kind of like that. All right, so we're going to give this a couple seconds to dry, and we're going to work on putting some glue on the back of this and seeing how this turns out. So actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm going to, while I have it, actually add a little bit to the edges on this just to not make it look so brand new. Just give it a little bit. And that gives us a nice little texture there. So now we can glue it. So what we'll do is put our glue on. And center this in our shape here. And then I cut the pom-pom and the fur part out of glitter cardstock. So this goes next. And these actually sit right on top of each other, or right next to each other, so you don't have any like overlap. So give it a nice press, and then we'll take our little pom-pom, get some glue on this, and this will sit right up on the top. Like that. Perfect. And we can pretty much add anything to this as well. So you could put snowflakes, you could put a little thing of holly in the corner. Possibilities are endless. This one, obviously, you would need a little to and from circle or something in the back to be able to write, or use a gel pen, which could work as well. Or if you use plain paper instead of the glitter, you could write it actually right here in the brim of the hat. So there is that one. Hope you enjoyed it. That one's a nice, quick, simple one, and we'll see you on the next one.